Hey, it's Forsaken. I was extremely pumped for this movie, and let's just say it didn't disappoint me one bit. So here's the trailer if you haven't seen it yet.
This whole lone gunslinger act's unnecessary. You don't have to do this alone.
I hope you're ready.
Come on!
Mr. Stark displays textbook narcissism. Agreed?
Feeling excited yet? Because that's how I felt through the whole movie. Alright, so let's talk about the story. The writers did a fantastic job because it is a well-written movie. The enemies didn't just develop a random hate for Iron Man. Yeah, this wasn't a "you killed my father even though he was evil, so I hate you" type bad guy. All the enemies had a good reason to be there. While some were seeking to gain power and one was out for revenge, the revenge he was looking for seemed legit enough that I could just see myself in his shoes. I can't go too much into detail, but I enjoyed the overall story. The only thing that seemed to lack in this movie is the major boss fight. It just didn't seem epic enough to me. It was like, oh snap, epic boss battle. Oh shit, the movie's over? I guess the fact that he had many battles throughout the movie seemed to make up for the lack of the huge epic battle at the end. So let's talk about the acting. Everyone plays their roles tremendously, and without the superb acting of these people, this movie wouldn't be as good as it is. So let's start with Iron Man himself. Robert Downey Jr. plays Iron Man. Downey returns to one of the best roles in his career. His returning role provides further depth into who Tony Stark really is, and once again starts by showing his character turnaround. For most wondering what I am talking about, Tony Stark has always been pitted as a severe alcoholic in the comics, and when he has his life-changing event in the first movie, he becomes determined to be a changed man. Robert Downey Jr. portrays Tony Stark perfectly once again, and never a thought came to my mind that he was in the wrong role. It never ceases to amaze me at the immense talent that Robert Downey Jr. has shown in these two movies. So let's talk about Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle is new to this movie. He has taken over the old role of Tony's best friend, James Rhodes. Most people who follow Iron Man closely refer to him as War Machine, because he is Iron Man's sidekick per se. Terrence Howard played Rhodey in the first Iron Man, and to be honest, outside of knowing he was gone, he was hardly even missed. I was worried about missing him, because Howard is a great actor, but Don Cheadle didn't just fill the role, he stole it. When I think of Rhodey, I think of Cheadle, not Howard. Which leads me to Gwyneth Paltrow, who is back again as the amazing and ever so elegant Pepper Potts. She still has a firm grasp on Stark's heart. Pepper Potts is the yin to Stark's yang, and you can just tell that she keeps him in line. Without her, this movie would just be action, but with her, it gives feeling to the movie. Wow, Mickey Rourke has had some dynamite movies as of lately. The Wrestler was a great movie in my opinion, and I am suddenly becoming a Rourke fan. After watching his role as Whiplash, aka Ivan Vanko, in this movie, I just can't see anyone else playing the part. I'm not going to go as far as to compare him to Heath Ledger's Joker, because let's be honest, that would be blasphemy. But he has a solid lock on this character in the Iron Man movies. All I can say is that he took Iron Man's competition to a whole new level. And now we're on to Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett really just had an underlying part in the movie. She was around often, but her scenes just weren't too long. She has one very spectacular scene, though. It was absolutely insane. Don't get me wrong, she didn't do anything wrong at all. She just has a limited role in the plot for most of the movie, so it's hard for me to, get a grasp on how well she did. Sam Rockwell. Just what every movie needs. The nerdy competition. He plays Justin Hammer, the rival weapons company to Stark Industries. He captures the essence of being completely obsessed with showing up Stark, but always falls short. Unfortunately for Rockwell, let's just say this won't be his best hit of all time. Samuel L. Jackson plays Nick Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you had seen the first movie at the theaters and stayed after the credits, you would have gotten a glimpse of him before. Now, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., has a much greater part in this movie. He plays the motivator, and at the end of his part foreshadows the coming of the Avengers. But enough on that, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So overall, you can call me biased, but I love superhero movies. On top of that, the writing of these movies is just superb. I feel as if I get everything out of a movie that I could want when I watch Iron Man. I find myself laughing at times, sucked into the action, and feeling the characters in the movie. I constantly root on the Stark Potts love storyline. It's like the good girl, bad boy love story. I know, I'm a guy discussing romance. Give me a break. So I give this movie a 5 out of 5 stars. It has everything you need or want out of a good movie. As stated before, this is Forsaken from OCD Techies. Hope you enjoyed the movie review. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, and like the video. Thanks. Peace.